Hi guys, Polly behind the camera here for Team Shift, and we're with Joe today, and he's going to show us one of the decks he's been playing, mainly for fun, but waiting for new decks in the lead up to Power of the Elements later this in the year. So, what have you played recently?
Hey, so I've just been playing a lot of Shaddolls. I really enjoy playing the deck. I've just been playing Pure, and this is like purely just for a locals thing. It's not like an event top or anything. I've been basically playing this since the UK Nationals, just like say for fun. I think it's about as pure as Shaddoll are going to get without playing like only Shaddoll cards and fusion spells. But I find it really enjoyable. It's something different. So kind of like the cool part of the deck is I'm playing the Magistus Rillionas. All this card does is when it's normal summoned, you can add a Magistus spell or trap. So you can use it to search for Magistus Invocation. And this is just a fusion spell as long as you're using a spellcaster. And it fuses from the hand or field. So what this does is that a normal summon of Rilliona gets you to a fusion spell, and then that, in combination with any Shaddoll monster, will get you to a construct which sends Schism. And then because of Gravity Controller, that construct can then add the Schism to your hand. So normal Rilliona with any doll gets you to a set Schism. And as obviously it provides the lights for the construct for the deck. So that's that. I played 9 dolls. So I'm maxing out 3 of the best ones, Schemata, just because it's any doll in the deck. Playing 1 Hedgehog. Sometimes you want to add 1 to your hand as like an additional discard for something like an app cologne. 1 Beast. 1 Dragon. 1 Aerial. The banish of this is really useful. I was playing 2, I dropped it down because it's a bit bricky. And it doesn't provide any advantage like these do, just sort of by themselves. And then 2 Wendy. You want the different attribute ones for your app clones. But yeah, just playing the 9. I was playing Falco, but I dropped that down. So the other doll cards I played were 3 of the best one, which is Shaddoll Fusion. For those of you who may not be aware, if you haven't played the game until recently, Shaddoll Fusion is like a branded fusion. You can use your deck as fusion material, but only if your opponent has a monster summoned from the extra deck. Shaddoll Fusion, so quick play spell card. And then we've got Shaddolls Schism, which probably is the best card in the deck, and Shaddoll Incarnation, which is just a recurable monster reborn for your dolls. But it can set them to your board, and this also turns your Shaddoll flip effects into quick effects, because you can set them onto your board and use the graveyard effect of this to flip them up in your opponent's turn. So that's all the doll main deck cards. I am playing a little Dogma package, just because resolving the Dear Servant is one of the strongest things the deck can do. It gets you straight access into your Schism by sending out Cologne, and these provide a little bit of extra interruption. This one sits in the hand, so it's not as vulnerable to board wipes. And the punishment can help if you've really bricked, because you can dump out Cologne and play on the following your opponent's turn with the Schism. I'm playing the Prosperity. Part of the inherent problem of fusion decks sometimes is that you sometimes have lots of monsters to fuse with and no fusion spells. Sometimes you have all fusion spells and no monsters. And this card solves that problem really, really well by just letting you dig for whatever piece you're missing. You also have quite a lot of room in the extra deck, so you don't often feel like even resolving 2 of these isn't too bad. You can play with very few. Playing the Foolish because it can send any doll. Playing Super Polys and Called by the Grave. I was only playing 2 Super Poly. I tried E-Telly just because E-Telly can summon Wendy to the board. But I think probably just playing the 3rd Super Poly is better than that. This could also be another doll if you want to increase the ratio of the number of dolls in your deck. But Super Poly obviously really, really strong. Dolls are a really, really good deck to play with Super Poly because they have all the attributes of monsters to fuse with. Some are better than others, however. And then the rest is just hand traps. So it's Nibiru's, Ashes, and Veilers. These are nice because these are light, so you can use these to make constructs if they're in your hand and you don't end up using them. And actually I'm playing Grista, so the fire, summoning a Grista by using a fire from your grave has actually come up. Because you can hit fires away from your opponent and whatnot. And obviously it's one of the best hand traps in general. So the extra deck, there's a lot of room in here because I'm not playing branded cards and I'm not playing invoked cards. There's a lot of space. So I'm playing 3 constructs, 3 app cologne, 3 Winda. Like I go through 3 of these a fair amount, but you can also just banish some of them in certain matchups anyway. if you're into control match, you can like banish one of these off a prosp or two of these off a prosp or something. You go through Apolones fairly quickly because of your Nadir Servants and your Dogmatic Punishment, and there's some matchups I'll play where I'll like go through all 3 constructs, for example, or all 3 Windas. But just because you have the space, you can just max out on them. Then the only other cards in the X-Trick you really go through a lot is the Gravity Controller. So if you make a Shaddoll fusion monster in the extra monster zone, you can tag it out to this. And that means you can use the effect of your dolls that lets you add your spell and traps from grave to hand. So if you dump a Schism, or you have a doll fusion from the last turn, you can turn your remaining doll in the extra monster zone into this, so you can add it back to hand and play again. The rest of the extra deck is like just all flex. So I'm playing Star Venom because I'm playing the Super Poly. Obviously the deck is mostly darks, so with any other dark on your opponent's board, you can Super Poly them there. Or if obviously the deck is all dark, you can hit them with that then. I'm playing the Dark Chamber Gloomy. Obviously there's a lot of strong dark monsters we can summon off this. It's kind of a no-brainer. It's another link that we can use to just send off our Shaddoll monsters so that we can recur our spell and traps to our hand as well. You could play Liner as well, which is what I was playing before, but I dropped that in the end. And then I'm literally just playing 3 other attributes of Shaddoll fusions. So Shekinaga and Grista both have negation effects on them, which is really nice. Annoya Tillis is really only there because it's a super poly target against Marincess. You can fuse off their big links into this card before they resolve a wave, just so it's not unaffected yet, and you get it off the board, and hopefully you can play from there. Shekinaga is really nice because it uses an Earth, and you can send Brave tokens away with this card using the Super Poly. And Grista doesn't come up that often, but you can actually make it yourself, again, as I said, because of the Ash Blossom. So that's that. You could play Wendigo if you wanted, but it would just be there as a Super Poly target, really. And there's not too often you want that. Like, the hardest matchup with this deck really is, like, Flunder. It doesn't feel very winnable at all, to be honest, unless you really get going turn 1. But maybe it would help in that matchup. And I'll just very quickly show the side deck. This has changed a lot, but I've been playing something like this. Double Ghost Ogre, Droll Lockbirds, and then some form of back removal. I was trying Twin, but I just found I really just wanted to try and hit the anti-spell, so I've just gone down to the Cosmics so I can keep the hand advantage. Evenly matched just for all the back row matchups. Same with the Red Reboots, and there can be only one. The theory being that against some of the harder matchups, if you go first with this, then hopefully you can sort of get through it. Like against Swordsor, for example, you're hoping just set up Winda plus this, and you should be fine to win the match. But yeah, that's all. As I said, it's just something I've been playing for locals recently, just something a bit of fun. But we thought we'd showcase some of these deck profiles, so there'll be a few more coming out over the following weeks.
Okay, thanks guys. Bye.